Hi Rock Buds, it's Rock Papa. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Today's rock story is about Diabase, and we're going to find out the role that Diabase plays in the rifting of supercontinents. So stay tuned for that, and if this video is helpful, please subscribe. Thank you so much to all my subscribers, and a special thanks to my most recent new subscribers. So here we go, Rock Story Diabase. So here's a picture of Diabase, and would you say this is a light-colored felsic rock? No, I wouldn't either. Would you say Diabase is a salt and peppery intermediate reaction rock? Well, it could be. On the other hand, could Diabase be a dark-colored mafic rock? And that is the answer. Diabase is an igneous, mafic, intrusive rock. Intrusive means that it is emplaced as magma underground and does not reach the surface. And mafic means that it's high in iron and magnesium and low in quartz. So Rock Buds, how do we decide whether a rock, a dark rock, or a salt and pepper rock is mafic instead of intermediate? Well, let's look into that. Diabase is made of a whole bunch of calcium-rich feldspar, which is white, and a good bit of pyroxene, which is a dark mineral. You can see from these examples that the calcium-rich feldspar in Diabase can have needle shapes, rod shapes, and patchy shapes. These are called lath-shaped crystals, and that distinguishes them from the sodium-rich feldspar of intermediate rocks, the salt and pepper rocks. Like this example of diorite, an igneous intermediate intrusive rock. This sequence shows the rifting of supercontinent Pangaea. And the red-hot molten blowtorch that rifted Pangaea's supercontinent into smaller continents was, you guessed it, Diabase magma. The main Diabase dikes that broke apart Pangaea into separate continents were flooded with oceans and became part of the mid-ocean ridges. But there were many feeder dikes to these main Diabase dikes, and these feeder dikes were oriented perpendicular to the main rifting Diabase dikes, and they are still visible on land today. Here's a section of a Rock D geology map showing the area near Athens, Georgia, and see those real thin red lines that run from northwest to southeast? Those are Diabase dikes from the rifting of Pangaea. Here's a spectacular example of a Diabase dike running through a body of granite, or it could be granite gneiss. If you go to Gettysburg National Battlefield Park, you can see how Diabase dikes influenced the Battle of Gettysburg. This is a picture of the famous Devil's Den taken right after the Civil War, where some very hot fighting took place and many people were killed. And all those rocks are Diabase, part of a Diabase feeder dike to the ones that rifted Pangaea. Here's a present-day picture of the Devil's Den Diabase. Now let's head west to the Grand Tetons National Park. And this is a picture of one of the Tetons called Mount Moran, and see the black streak? Yep, that's a Diabase dike, but this Diabase dike on Mount Moran was associated with the rifting of Rodinia. And finally, here are the Palisade rocks that parallel the Hudson River in New York State, and they are made of Diabase and associated with the rifting of Rodinia. Hey Rock Buds, gabbro, Diabase and basalt are all made of the same minerals. So what's the difference between those three? Let's find out. Gabbro is mafic magma that's emplaced very deep underground, so it cools slowly and the crystals have time to grow rather large, like in this example. The main place that we find gabbro is at the very base of mid-ocean ridges and ocean crust, and in places on land where ocean crust has been shoved up onto the land. When a continent rifts apart, mafic magma comes welling up pretty quickly to very close to the surface or at the surface, and so crystals do not have time to get big, and this is what we call diabase. The mineral crystals in diabase are smaller than those in gabbro, but they're still visible to the naked eye. And really that's the only difference, because all three of these rocks have exactly the same mineral composition. When mafic magma comes out onto the surface and flows down the land like in the volcanoes of Hawaii, you get basalt, and it cools so quickly that you cannot see the crystals with your naked eye. Okay, rock buds, that's the story on Diabase. Thank you so much for watching, and if this has been useful, please subscribe. This is your Rock Papa saying, have a fantastic day, happy rock hunting, and Papa out.